Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, this is episode 10. We've got Ed Spangenberg from Klick Tee Shop.
10? 10. What the hell are you talking about?
10 plus 200, God damn it!
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was the math show.
Oh,
it's
thank
Ed's
God
math
it's
show.
not. I'm gonna tell you, I've been off work for like 6 weeks now, and it's ridiculous. So anyway, Ed wants to talk about Vinnie Vincent. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Lord.
Well,
I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for joining the show. We'll see y'all next week.
yeah, thanks. That's all I have. Well, I'm ready, you guys.
No, but seriously, we've got Ed on the show because Ed and the Ages of Rock podcast are partnering up to do some Ages of Rock T-shirts, and the proceeds are going to go to a child hunger charity. So that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Kids. Yep.
Has anybody else done that? Have they donated to a charity, or yeah, they have?
Andrew Spangenberg, he did the greatest show on earth.
Yeah.
And we raised $150.
Cool.
And he gave it away to an individual that he knew that wasn't working. And
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
He had told.
it's not $1 million, but that could be, groceries.
Hey, $150 is groceries.
Right.
Hey, considering what we got off our shirt so far, right? Like $5. That's pretty damn good.
We didn't advertise them yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, by the time this episode is live, they will be advertised on our site. So
You'll be sick of seeing it by the time this hits.
So one of my life goals is to have my face on a T-shirt that's not a mugshot.
I saw it on one that said "wanted" across the top of it.
Yeah, but at least it didn't end up on a milk carton like Dennis's did.
That's right. True. Dennis ended up in a milk. You probably don't know that, Ed, but a couple weeks ago, Ed,
I disappeared.
Dennis ended up on a milk carton. He just totally forgot about the show. We just
No, I went to sleep. I fell asleep.
Yeah, you say that.
I did.
Because you're old. Your ass was old.
I am old.
The old ass couldn't stay awake.
So in all seriousness, we're going to talk a little bit about the T-shirts, and Ed's going to talk about some T-shirt stuff he's done, and you can hear my dogs.
Yeah, your wife's home.
Nope, they're barking at something outside. She's been home all day.
Oh.
Oh, did you hear that? She's yelling at him.
I did.
Shut the hell up.
Hey, for a change, it's not me she's yelling at. So anyway, we'll try this again. We're going to talk about our shirts. We're going to talk about some shirt stuff that Ed's got going on. And we're going to talk about Eric Carr. Because we have not given Eric any love on our show, and Ed wants to talk about that, so we're going to do that. But before we do that, Dennis, you got some albums?
Yeah, I got a few this week, finally. Because of the virus, we haven't been able to go shopping, so I've been getting some on some of the online auctions, and finally got a shipment from New York for those, and then I bought a couple off the internet, and then I got something that's interesting I want to show you guys, too. So I got, you'll like this one, I know Lisa will. How about a little Dennis DeYoung?
Oh, yeah, we have that. We've had that
Desert
for a long
Moon
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that the other day and got it pretty decent. It's pretty good. It's a pretty decent album.
Yeah, it's a good album.
I did a rebuy because I've got a really old copy of this one, and I think it was actually Kelly's, and it wasn't real good shape, but I got this for a decent price. But I got Sweets, Level-Headed, just got Love Is Like Oxygen on it. It's a pretty decent song. I haven't sit around and listened to it yet. I got to sit down and listen to some albums.
Well, you don't have any time, do you? Do you have time?
I don't have any time, and that's weird.
You haven't worked in how long?
I've been playing video games, so Call of Duty.
Spoken like a true teenager.
Exactly.
420 day.
I've been playing all day today too. That's why everybody I've been playing with, they're in there going, they're coughing and shit and can't eat. So, working on replacing all of my Kiss on 180 gram vinyl. I picked up a couple of them. I I have pre-ordered one that's that new Dress to Kill that's coming out. That was the 45th anniversary on it. The red vinyl. I've got that coming. I pre-ordered it, but the same company who I got that from, I got some pretty decent prices on these. But finally got.
That's a good record.
That's a great record. Little Carnival of Souls on 180 gram. I've been wanting this for a long time, so got it. And you just got to go back to the beginning. I got first Kiss album, and I've been wanting to get that on. I've never had it on an LP. I had an 8-track when I was a kid.
Really?
I've never had that on an LP except for my
sent you like
original.
4.
Well, except for my originals. That's got that in there.
Well, that's not. Yeah.
But it's 180 gram. So I
that
sold
180 gram one, does it have? Is Kissin' Time on the back of that one?
Yes.
Or what was the song that was missing? Is that the song that was missing? Of some of them after the first pressing?
This one has.
That's not right, is it?
I think they did the live version of Nothing to Lose rather than the studio version because I had heard that they didn't want to pay royalties to the guy that played piano.
Kissin' Time's on here. But these new ones have got like the vinyl's kind of got this kind of that foam stuff on the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of nicer stuff. So anyway, found something out really interesting this week. I sold that console stereo this week. A guy who's listens to the auctions we do, with Ashley and them. One of those guys texts me and says, "You still got that stereo?" So he came over, looked at it, and bought it from me. Really liked it. And because I don't have room for it, just it's too much room. But anyway, I had a record out there to play for him. I had a older I've got 2 copies. I got a fairly decent copy of this, and then I've got an old version, or not an older, but it's just my first version of it. Not in greatest shape ever, but I was playing on the stereo. Something very interesting. Side B.
Yeah, different
First
track
song.
listing.
No, Fooling Around.
Yeah, there's a couple of that record's got there's one that's got, because I've seen it in a different auction because they were talking about it. The one's got the label's different and the songs are either in a different list,
okay,
or it's missing a song.
Well,
I haven't heard about Fooling Around. I haven't heard that.
Mine actually, I've got 2 versions of this, and the other one just says Fooling, but this one says Fooling Around. It's like I've never even heard it called Fooling Around before. That's odd though. But the actual album cover.
Maybe it's been so long you just don't remember what that means.
It shows on, true. No, but I mean the album cover itself shows it as Foolin'. It's just on the actual sticker on the album. So
that's probably worth 50 cents more than it was then.
Unfortunately, it's not in real good shape, but it's. But anyway, I looked at that and go, Fooling Around, what the fuck? And I got my other one out, and I'm like, oh no, that one says Foolin', so it must have been an early misprint or something. I don't know, but
that's cool,
interesting. I know everybody freaks out for shit like that. That's why they buy 18 versions of these Kiss albums. They got a different label or a different, it's darker, writing on one of them. It's crazy.
I saw somebody the other day and had posted something in maybe Kiss Collectibles or something, and there was a stack of 8, I think it was about 8 is what I counted, double platinums. I'm like, really? You need 8 of those? I mean, there's German pressings and different pressings and this pressing and that pressing and this has got on there and whatever. I'm like, wow.
It is. So it's crazy.
Because that point, when you get that album, you got 14 versions by that time of the same songs.
Exactly. But yeah, that was my album, my 4 for the week. I've still got 1 more coming, and I didn't get anything. Oh no, I did. I bought a couple this week on the auction. But I haven't got it yet. I haven't. I can't remember what they were.
The bad part is Saturday was supposed to be National Record Store Day.
Right. Oh yeah. Good luck with that.
Sucks because it was National Stay at Home and Be Gloomy Again Day.
Right. Exactly.
Be quarantined again. Yeah. Do you collect vinyl?
Well, yes, I do. I'm not obsessed with versions of this and versions of that. I mean, I have all my Kiss albums on, and you know what the thing is, when I was young, I got most of them, so I have all my original Kiss records since I've been very young. So, except for the newer stuff, of course, but I got all those on vinyl, and I haven't done any of the like special editions or anything like that because I feel like if I start going down that rabbit hole, I'll never get out.
Right.
But I do collect other vinyl of other bands besides Kiss, so I do like it. I really do like searching and looking and finding some gems out there. Reading posts and finding stuff that other people recommend too. So good stuff out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy to watch. Watch those auctions. Do you ever watch those? Those auctions are insane. People are like drunk, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, really?
Well, and I think right
God.
now because people can't get out, they're just
that's true.
They're just going nuts, and it's like I'm not paying that much for an album. I paid a little bit more for a couple this last auction, but they were live albums that were never released, like a King Biscuit Flower Hour album, of a vinyl of that. So some bootlegs, basically what they are. But I've never bought anything like that. So I paid a little bit more, maybe $20, but I thought, what the hell? It's but I'm not gonna tell you what they will. I'll show it to you next week. I should get them by then. So that's all I got. I'm sorry.
Do you have a limit to where you'd be like $20 is my max, or
no?
He does not. I do. He does not.
One time I had a copy of $1 Billion Baby, Alice Cooper, but the shop that I did it had a reissue of it from 2010, but it had all the die cut cards still in it, the big dollar bill, and it was a remastered and everything. And I mean, it goes for over $100 on like eBay and stuff like that. And I got it for $70. That's the most I've ever spent for an album. But I wouldn't do it for very many albums, but that is my favorite Alice Cooper album. So I was like, you know what the hell, But yeah, I won't. Most of the time it's $20. New ones, I'll buy for the 180 gram. I'll spend 20, 25. But used ones at the store, no, 15's. That's a hard spell right there. 10 to 15. But
my goal is to find them as cheap as I possibly can.
Oh yeah.
That's my goal. Doesn't work out sometimes, but that's my goal.
Right. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is sometimes looking at them on those auctions, you end up finding them. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Well, I found the record I didn't even know was out. So there was a Great White record out that we talked about last week called Great Zeppelin, the tribute to Led Zeppelin, that I didn't even know came out. And I'm a big Great White fan, and I was like, oh, great. And I was going to buy it from the guy, and I was like, I think he wants too much for it. And I got online and looked, and I got it for like $15 cheaper. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. If it's a couple bucks, yeah, but no. Yeah. Anyway, we digress.
Yep. So
we're good at digressing.
We're good at that.
All right, it was beautiful. I had fried chicken tonight. I'm it's coming back to attack.
Thanks. That's nice. Nice of you to share with us.
Fried chicken the last 2 nights.
Keep it the cluck down.
Yeah, no kidding. 2 nights in a row I fried chicken. Jesus, it's been crazy.
Your arteries are slamming shut. Kelly will be happy.
Probably, yeah.
Yes, patient. Some revenue for the hospital, and maybe for me. That's how we hospital people think. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. All right. I'm done with my stuff.
I've got a little bit of music news. Nothing major. John Bon Jovi. What?
Going on? Tell me something. I want to hear something.
I didn't hear what either one of you said. You talked over each other.
No, I said there's been nothing going on. I want to hear some news.
There is something going on. Bon Jovi canceled his tour so people could get refunds on their tickets and buy groceries.
Well, good.
Oh, well, that was good.
There's some other artists that could take a play out of his playbook.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, did you hear about the thing with Slash and Axl Rose?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So I heard this on the radio the other day, so I haven't done any research, so this could be a total fabrication. But they were supposed to do a live event for their fans, for some fan club thing or whatever. Right. And it was Slash at his house and Axl at his house, and Slash got on and Axl didn't show up.
Really?
Well, I saw that. I think that was on one of those satire websites.
There was a 6, but that one said something about 6 hours or whatever. But
yeah, that was I believe that was the Hard Times or one of those.
But on the radio, guy was talking about it was 3 hours, It was a 3-hour thing, and that said this. And like I said, this could be total fabrication. I will have to look it up. And Slash was pissed and said, "I'm going to drive over to his house and kick his ass because I'm tired of him pulling this shit." Which that'd be kind of fun to see. So hey, take a video camera with you and let's all have some fun.
That's pretty funny. Just because the guy on the radio said it doesn't mean anything.
No, I get it. But just it wasn't. I didn't read it from like some like meme or nothing.
Yeah.
So okay, real quick too. Bringing that up, I had a question for you guys, and I thought about today. All these stars are doing these live things from their house. Okay, they're doing like they'll play their songs and do this and do that and play like if we play along with a song on the radio, there's been some people we know. Lee the other day was playing along with the Kiss song with their bass, and of course
it got muted.
Facebook. Okay, what if Taylor Swift went on there and sang one of her earliest songs? Since she doesn't own that song anymore, would they get her? Would she get? Could they cut her off?
They probably would, just out of spite.
I was going to say because she lost all her original songs. That real bad deal she did down in Nashville with Satan, the guy from American Idol.
Satan? Did you say Satan?
I always call him Satan because he's just he looks so evil. He's just an evil person. But anyway, he sold that, and then he sold his company to this other guy, and then he took all of Taylor Swift's earliest songs, and basically she doesn't own them anymore. So I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, well, she would get on there and try to sing one of her original songs, and then she get
Taylor Swift wasn't on American Idol, though.
No, I'm saying the guy who was on American Idol was the producer there for a couple years ago. Was that guy from? He does that big something records,
Big Machine Records, the one that
Big Machine Records. That's it.
So that's the one that Cheap Trick's on now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a slimy dude. He's a real slimy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, but I just thought about that today. All these people getting knocked off Facebook and in trouble on YouTube because of the way they're doing these copyright things, and somebody actually wrote the song.
It's funny because I did a test run using my DJ software to do a Facebook Live. And when I did the test run, I played through like 5 or 6 songs. Not a problem in the world. The minute that and it was a live test run. I was streaming to Facebook. Not a peep out of anybody. When I started the live stream, the very first song, I wasn't 10, 15 seconds into it. And a thing from Sony popped up and said, copyright claim. And then another thing popped up said, your stream has been terminated. So...
Wow. Same song that you played earlier?
No, I just picked some random songs to test it to see what would happen. And after I played 6 songs and nothing happened, I thought, oh, I guess they're going to let that go through. No. But the funny thing is there is a local radio DJ that said they were going to do a Facebook live stream doing the same thing that I did. So, I fired off a personal message and said, hey, just a heads up, I tried that and I got smacked down immediately. And the response was, I'll take my chance. Well, fuck you.
That is an option.
Yeah, I'm trying to save you some trouble. Go right ahead.
Okay, so the Slash thing was a joke. I just got sucked into that.
Fished in. Oh.
Hey, at least I admitted it on the show, and we don't have somebody calling back going, "You dumbass,
Yeah.
you don't even." Yeah, okay, well, so suck
Yeah,
it.
we've all been
possible.
sucked.
It could happen.
We have all been sucked in by something like that.
I know.
Yeah, but honestly, it is possible, especially when there's no money at stake. Axel just like, nah, fuck it, I ain't doing it.
Hey, it was on the internet. It's true.
It's
Merle
right.
Haggard died
True.
again. Do you know that Merle Haggard died again?
Yeah, I saw that.
We talked about that last week. About every other 6 months.
That
Merle
every
Haggard.
4 years he dies.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, I'm done with my yakking. Silly yakking, whacking.
Ed's like, what are you guys doing?
Told you this is not professional.
Ed has been on this show before, hasn't he?
I have.
Yes. Yeah, Andy came back.
And he came back for more.
Sucked in. All
right, so one day, it's been a couple of months back, out of the blue, Ed posted this picture of us on the cover of a record and made it look like a a record that had her price tag on it and everything, and we were immediately like, "Oh my God, we need that on a shirt!" So, so I sent Ed some high resolution graphics from where that stuff came from, and we're on a shirt.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty neat idea.
It's a crop tee, though, right?
Well,
Yeah.
let's see here.
Well, we all got these sexy bodies.
You see that? Y'all can't see that,
can
can you?
No.
No.
Right in the middle of the screen, I've got a picture of a crop tee. It's a girl's T-shirt. I don't know that it's necessarily a crop tee. I don't know all of them fancy terms.
I don't.
We've got all these quarantine bodies we sitting around the house.
We said crop tee, and Ed goes, I don't order that shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
So there's another one. Let's see.
Oh,
I'm just putting them up on the screen for a little bit.
I got you.
Yeah.
Kelly looked at him yesterday.
I could cover up your face, Dennis.
She liked the she liked the girls' tees. She said they look good.
Yeah.
So she's probably gonna order one too.
That we sold 2.
Yeah, I've already bought one.
I got to get another one. 3.
There you go. We'll just do it
All right.
ourselves.
That's right.
You got to let us know, though, when one is sold to not one of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Or anybody else with our same last name. If it has the same last name, it doesn't count.
That's funny.
But if you sell one to somebody else, you need to text us immediately.
Yeah.
Sold a shirt. We'll be like, yeah. It'd be like hearing your song on the radio for the first time. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It'll happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, drunk people buy stuff all the time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Brian Harris, if you're listening to this, Brian Harris, you need to buy a shirt.
Oh, he was. I guarantee.
Brian Harris must buy a shirt.
Jeff,
Over and out.
If Jeff's sleeping, Jeff, you need to buy a T-shirt.
Jeff,
When you wake up, you're
wake
gonna
up,
buy a
wake up
T-shirt.
and buy a T-shirt. He's hypnotized. We don't know what's going on with him.
So yeah, when this episode goes live, I'll have on the website the links to these shirts on the Klick Tee Shop website, and like I said, the money's going to go to a foundation called No Kid Hungry. But food insecurity, with there's so much going on with everything shut down. Kids are stuck at home. There's a lot of kids that the only good meal they get every day is lunch. If they're at school, they might get breakfast. Some schools serve breakfast, I know. Some schools don't. So they might only get one meal a day that's worth a crap. And with the school shut down for the rest of the school year, they're not getting that. So whatever little bit we can do to, help with that, that's what our money's going for.
Very cool.
Yep, exactly. Lord knows I don't need any more food. I need to go on a diet.
Well, everything you have tastes like chicken. So
It does. And I tell you what, I have worn my grill out this shutdown. It's just been crazy. Anyway.
So Ed, talk about. So did you come up with the design for the shirt then? I mean, what was it, out of your head or what?
I work with a lot of different podcasters, and I've done just graphics off of the top of my head. When I see something, I'm like, oh, that would be cool to design something around that. And I saw that photo, and I was like, and it just when I start messing around with it, it all came together. With creating it as a record album, and then I was searching for labels and stuff, and I actually did a Google search for some of those labels, and I dressed them up and changed them a little bit, but it worked all together. I thought it was pretty hilarious. And I I post something and I'll go, I wonder when they're going to notice this, and I got the reaction I expected, because it was hilarious, and it was fun. It's fun to just goof around. I think I just do things sometimes just for the fun of it, and if it helps what you guys do with the podcasting, and more power to you, because I have an audience and I like to share that, and everybody should be into these different podcasts that are available, and I appreciate you guys and what you do, so any kind of attraction it gets to you, so that would be great.
You
Cool,
did a good
thanks.
job. Did a good job on it. We were all impressed. We were like, yay, that's cool.
Even
Yeah.
though we were easily impressed, we were truly impressed with that. I think we were more excited. It's like, oh my god, how does this happen? How can we make
Yeah.
this happen?
Yeah.
Because I
It's
told my
like,
wife, I'm like, I'm going to be like Gene Simmons. I'm just going to wear my shirt all the time from now on.
Right.
I think we should do that on the show every week. We should just start wearing it. We should get one and then just start wearing
That's
that.
funny.
I'm wearing my Ages of Rock shirt. I'm wearing my homemade one.
yeah.
I like that.
I hadn't got one of those yet.
Yeah, you have one. You just don't have it yet.
I was gonna say I've got it yet.
Damn
I
coronavirus.
thought we were going to bring them whenever we
know.
saw you for Alan's birthday, but then he decided to cancel his birthday for some virus thing.
Virus.
So whatever. Christ Almighty.
Yeah, no.
So how many designs are you up to now, Ed, on the website? There's a lot. Socks and all kinds of crazy shit I've seen.
I'm over 30. I'm probably over 35 now, different designs. But I've had, some of them work better than other on shirts, and like I did a drawing of Peter's tattoo, the number 3, with the drum and everything and the lightning bolts, but I didn't think that it worked well like on a T-shirt, so I just made it as a design for polo shirts. So you can get it like on a polo shirt or a hat too. It's like embroidered, and you can get the stuff like that on the hat. But there's a lot of designs. It's just fun to go around the shop and discover what you can find. I have, the mugs and T-shirts and hats. I do pillows too. Check this one out. This is pretty cool. My Space Invader.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right? Is
Yeah.
that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. They're great. And like this is I think this one is a 16 by 16. I think they go up to 20 by 20 size pillows, and then you can get like a regular bed pillow too.
Oh, that's what I need. I need that boot. Because I have the shirt that has Gene's boot on the front. Yeah, I have the baseball shirt like that.
Yeah.
And I need one of those for my bed.
Yeah, check this out.
See what my wife says about that.
Yeah.
Speaking
She'll
of
give you the boot.
this is pretty big, and I don't know how far I can get back to show you, but this is a blanket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fleece blanket, yeah. How about that? I mean, the quality is just like these manufacturers that I use. I mean, the quality is just insane. Like the print details are just they're exact. They do such a great job. And I mean, probably 5 years ago, you couldn't have done all the things that I'm doing now online. Like as far as like manufacturers that were available, creating products, none of that existed. So I worked in e-commerce too. I owned an e-commerce company, and we sold, we would build e-commerce websites. So I had the knowledge behind that, my graphic design background, which I do, as a living right now. But I combined the two together, my knowledge of e-commerce and my knowledge of, design. And I was like, yeah, I found a need to, I wanted to put a product out on the market just to see what would happen. And so I joined all these Facebook groups, and I've seen all this KISS stuff, and I'm like, why don't they ever create something like this? So that's what it was, came out of basically greed for myself, because I wanted it for myself. And the first one I ever created was the Gene Skull one that he had on probably his very first costume that he had. It was a white skull. And then I created that, and I posted it on Facebook, and the people just immediate were like, oh my God, I got to have that. And then that's what sort of sparked the, building it out from there. So it's been a great ride, and I've met so many people, great folks, and the KISS community, and like friends with Jeremy and Ryan and Phil from the Gene Simmons band, and the Ace Frehley band is I was talking to Phil today, and we're talking about he's saying to me, are you going to come out with masks? And I get Matt Porter from the Kiss Room too, going, hey, you got to do the mask. Why aren't you doing the mask? So tonight, after I get off with you guys, I'm going to finish up the Gator mask, and also I have a Gator mask for you guys too, for Ages of Rock with that graphic too. So you can have that Gator mask. The Gator mask goes, over your mouth and down your neck too. So it's like you put it over your whole head. But they're pretty nice looking, and they do. It'll be like a full print too. So it's not just one tiny area on there. It's a full print, and it's 19 by 19 square. So you can have that, different.
That's cool.
That ought to be enough to cover my beard.
Why don't you send one of those to Phil instead of the one you're going to send him, and just see what he does. He'll look at that and go, "God damn it!" I just hear him now.
That's how he's going to start his next fire.
He'll be those bastards. It'll be a gift from us.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
that would be funny. He'd be like, "What the hell?"
I just came out with an Ace shirt as well, the one that Ace wore very on in the band, and it just said Ace, and he had it made in rhinestones.
Mm-hmm.
So I recreated that shirt, and I put it up, and then he was like, "Can I get one of those shirts, man?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Oh, Ace did?
No.
Oh, Phil.
I wish Ace would wear one of my shirts. They've been asking him to wear my shirts, by the way. I was like, oh my God, that would be great if Ace wore.
If he wore one of those shirts at a show, people would go, that shirt to a show, people would go crazy.
I'm surprised he doesn't wear like that mother shirt or something like that. Something he's known for wearing. That would be cool as shit.
Just wears a T-shirt anyway. Wears a T-shirt jacket that he takes off halfway through because he's sweating.
Yeah, I know that they've been trying to get him to wear. They wanted him to wear, I forget which one. Maybe the lightning bolt one. But I sent them shirts. I'm like, give these to Ace. You know how Ace is like in one ear, out the other.
I was like, yeah, I do that. Nope.
Well, Ace can't hear very well, so it might not have even went in one ear.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, exactly. May not have went in one ear, right?
I'm sure
you're right.
I'm sure his manager too is probably like, wait a second here.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure that if he wears something like that, he's going to want a cut of the sales.
Yeah, well, I'll cut him in, sure.
Yeah,
give me a call. Give me a call, Ace.
Yeah, Ace. It's 812-867-5309.
Yeah.
That's funny. What's been your biggest selling shirt so far? I mean, or your most popular design, if I would say.
Like the skull one, it's just so iconic, and I think that's got to be my biggest seller. But every day is something else. It's like you never know what. You would think one thing would stand out. The new Eric Carr one that I came out with, the Hunter one, that's selling really well too, and people really love that design. So, but like I said, every
do you have one of those shirts available to show?
You know what? I was going through all my shirts too, and I'm like, I know I have it in the house. Of course, you can't find it when you need it, right?
I know how that is.
No, I know I don't have it, but I have a bunch of other ones too. I can rifle through here.
That looks cool.
Love Gun
That's
Riser.
cool.
That is cool.
This one is a very popular one too.
That's my shirt. I have that shirt.
Yeah, Sam the Serpent.
When that came out, I snagged that right away.
In the world,
Did you wear that Sam the Serpent show to the indie show?
It is. It's on his shirt.
It's on the shirt he made for us. That's on the shirt. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Adam Wolfman. This one too was actually my second shirt I designed. This was the one that they were trying to get Ace.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy wears that shirt a lot too.
Yeah. He was wearing it for a while there. Yeah.
And Jeremy wears that quite a bit.
Yeah, when he went on the Japan tour with Ace, he was wearing that a lot. And then this is one of them that I made for the guys when they did they toured Japan, and some fan called them the Eichmann, so that's what this one is called, the Eichmann.
Ah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
that makes sense now because Phil's been talking about the Eichmann,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what that was.
That
Now I know.
that's they used the Eichmann when they did that
That new
Rocket
video.
Ride parody thing
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
covering
Yeah.
your face.
She wants to stay inside.
Stay inside. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is one Eric Carr one that I
That's
I
cool.
released recently too. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it's his the tank turret, and that one was selling very well too. This one is an odd one, but I like it because it's just so obscure that I don't think anybody would notice what it really is.
Right.
You guys recognize what that is?
That was on the back of Gene's costume at one point, right?
It was actually his pants.
Or pants. Yeah, that's right.
He removed the skull from his shirt, so
Right.
he didn't have it. He would have been just black leather, but he decided to put that design on his pants.
Right.
And that's where that came from. This one here, I don't sell these anymore, but I did 3 different Eric Carr shirts last year, and this is another one. This was actually Eric Carr's belt.
I think you were when you were on
That
last
is
time. You were
gorgeous.
just putting those out. I think those were the ones you did for the family. It was a kind of a it was a memorial thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I have contracts with
Right.
the Carr
Limited.
family, and the shirt that I'm wearing now too is
Right.
God Gave Rock and Roll to You, the last video that Eric Carr was in, and this is a very similar design. Like
Sure.
I didn't copy it exactly. We changed up a lot of the details to it, but it replicates what it really was, and then the design on the back too.
That's cool.
Cool.
I created the design on the back, and then this one here was very popular too, but no longer available. So if you have one,
Right.
it's a collector's item.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
shirt,
Bill
yeah,
likes that one.
I have the baseball shirt one.
I have it in long sleeve. This one here.
Actually, I wore it yesterday.
Did you really?
Saturday. Yeah, I wore it Saturday. I wear it quite a bit.
This is Peter's vest, the number
That's
3.
cool.
Yeah. I'm ripping through them now. Here's another, the Space Invader again, but I have it on it's a full panel.
Oh,
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Space Fighter. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the Elder Bolt I have here.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's cool.
Yeah, very popular one too.
That's
I
the
love
best
that
part of that
shirt.
whole record.
My son, yeah, really. My
I like
son
that
wears
one, too.
Shirt,
That's-
loves that shirt. Yeah, the Mother's one.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I did this one totally on a whim, and I was like, nobody's gonna buy that Mother's shirt, That's probably one of my, top 5 sellers, This again was the very first shirt that I created.
Yeah, that's a cool shirt too.
Do you have that one, Dennis?
I
you have that
have
shirt?
one, but it's not
Not from
one of
him?
his. It's not from him. It was. I got it a long time ago.
Suck.
No, I mean it's before we met Ed. I mean I got it, but the thing it sucked because the first time I put it in the dryer, it actually stuck together, and when I pulled it apart, it actually pulled a piece of the fucking shit off. It's cheap as cheaper than shit. It's actually kind of a rubbery kind of that. It's not like a silk screen. It's more of a rubbery kind of thing material.
Sure.
So you're the
And I
rubber
don't
tour?
like it.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't like it. Yeah, it's pregnant now. No, it's so I don't even wear it anymore. It's in the drawer. It's a piece of shit, and I didn't. Yeah, it was an internet buy.
Well, buy
But
a new one. Buy one for
I
me.
will. I'm gonna get one from Ed. So
Slacker.
I'll definitely do. I'll get one. Chill out.
We're speaking of Eric Carr too. Like I have a contract with them with the Eric Carr family to do 6 more shirts over the next 2 years.
Cool.
So I came up. My very first one was the Hunter. I have some other ideas that I've sort of like sketched out, but I haven't taken them any further than that right now. But one of the designs, and I posted this, and people were reacting really crazy about it, was this here.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Right. So it's Eric Carr as the Hawk, right?
Right.
And this here shirt is a full panel, so like it goes on the sleeves and everything, and
Wow, that's
her
cool.
design on the sleeves, his signature is on the sleeve too. So this is the only one of its kind. This is the back of the
Oh
shirt.
my! Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I created the design and I was ready to launch it and everything, and I sent it over to the Carr family, and they pulled back. They said that they didn't want Eric to be represented this way. They wanted him to be, known as
Right.
Fox, or, just Eric himself. So,
Right.
with respect to the family, because they've been so nice to me, that I said, okay, all right, I understand. But I still would love to see it out
Well,
there.
I
Yeah.
also think that Eric was really taken aback by the hawk design when they
Yes,
first.
and that was part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was never a fan of it, but I think going through the whole process of like really like going through the details of the costume and everything like that, like I refined it and everything. And I think it actually has merit, I really do. Like if
Right.
like every single Kiss costume that came out was refined, and just like Gene's costume right now that he tours with, how many
Right.
times was that refined? It must be at least 10 times right now. So I think, like, if they got away from the makeup with the yellow bill that everybody's calling them Big Bird, but they refined the makeup and they refined the costume. I think there's something there. I really did. And it
Right.
just like going through the process, I really realized that, that it really did have something to it. So, but now it's back to, his history or history again.
Well,
So
that's one thing I was going to ask you, and you just answered the question. I was going to ask you if you took an idea to the Carr family and they just went no, but so that's kind of interesting that they actually are really into it and really watching what's happening. I mean, they're not just trying to
no,
put
I have.
everything out. So
Yeah, like I mean, I've been like, I call Loretta all the time, Eric's sister, and
sure.
like, there's nothing that is released without her permission. She has to say a or nay. But I mean, at first, like I said, she was really on board with the Hawk idea, and I said, I really have to get this off. It's been in my mind, I have
Mm.
to get this out. I have to get this out. I have to get this out just for myself. She goes, you'll never sell any of those. And I'm like, maybe I won't. I said, but I'm
Right.
going to do it anyway. But and then she, like I said, she pulled back. But I understand. I completely understand. And that's just the way it is in advertising, or, the industry. Like some ideas just get shot down out of the sky. And that's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
no big deal.
Interesting. Interesting.
But you've had a lot of other success. So that's the cool part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the relationship with the Carr family too has been great.
Right.
Like I'm excited now that I have 5 more designs to come out with, and
Have they given you any ideas to work on? Like, say, here's something we thought about. Can you do
Yeah,
something with that kind
well,
of deal?
like I help her out too, like Loretta too. She's coming out with she did coins too in the past. I don't know.
Hmm.
Have you ever seen any of the coins that they've done?
Yeah, I saw them
Mm.
at one of the shows. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the coins that she gave me, and it has
Right.
Eric on the front, and then on the back is he's on the drums. But she wanted to do one for his very first performance, which was at the Palladium. So I designed that for her, and like I didn't charge her or anything like that. She asked for my help, and I said, sure, yeah, let me help you out. And then she obviously gives me breaks on things and licensing agreements and cutting me breaks and everything, because I help her out when she needs help. But that's going to be a really nice coin too. And then she's thinking about taking some of the artwork too and putting them on shirts and stuff too. So, but
Cool.
it came out really good. I can't wait for everybody to see it. But it's nice, and it's nice to be on the back end too, like working with people that are
Right.
in the like connected with Kiss and everything, because I hear things, and before anybody else knows, and I know what's going on with Eric Carr's family and what they're going to do this year and everything, for the most part anyway. And there's some really cool stuff that she's really putting together, like
Well,
really, really cool stuff.
right.
So I'm
Well,
excited
they
for her.
Will they do anything with the rock heads as far as or anything for the T-shirts? Or that's something that they're not going to mess with? Or
they're in talks with getting it out and broadcasted again.
right.
Like, but they've built the cartoons out like a promo and everything like that, and I've seen the promo and it's great. I hope that it does come to fruition, but you never know, like how things are in the industry. Like maybe it's whoever knows somebody or somebody else, but that would be great for Eric's legacy to see that actually come out. Yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I bought the Eric Carr album that came out earlier this year that they put out through Rockology.
The Rockology, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. I bought that. I had it's interesting because I remembered earlier. I have this from 2000. This is actually from 2000.
Yeah.
Well,
the CD.
The Rockology thing came out. When you said it come out in 2000, I was doing I had a radio station called Harris to the 80s, and it was coming up on the 9th anniversary of Eric's passing. And I had gotten in touch with Loretta to tell her that I wanted to do a radio show. And she was so excited about it. She sent me like 10 copies of that to give away, a bunch of drumsticks and guitar picks and all kinds of stuff to give away. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. There's some good stuff on here. That's the bad part. There's stuff on here that Kiss should have done. It would have been Eyes of Love would have been a great Kiss song. That'd have been a great song.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I should have jumped on that album when it was out. I waited around, pussyfooted around, and then it sold out. Now you try to buy it, it's $50-$60.
I'll sell you one for $75.
I know you would. That ain't happening.
I'll sell you one for $74.
It's $180.
Ain't happening.
Mine's a CD though.
Right.
Yeah, I know that they sold that, and it went beyond their expectations, and I think they sold them out in like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah, it didn't take.
Yeah, I bought just the regular one. I didn't buy the lithograph and all that other stuff that came with it, but it was still really cool. It's neat. It's a neat record. Neat to have it, and just to hear Bruce talk about it or read about Bruce talking about what's going on and where it came from and all that kind of stuff was really pretty cool. The liner notes were really cool in it. It was neat. Very neat. For sure.
Ed, did you ever get to meet Eric?
No, I and this is funny because I never get to meet Eric. I've seen Kiss when like the Lick It Up tour was my first time seeing Kiss, but I never ever met them. I never got to see them backstage. But just in February of this year, I worked with Doc McGee on a project for him and one of the bands that he is representing, Vintage Trouble. So I did all their tour merchandise for them, and in return he said I'll give you some Kiss passes too. So I had 4 backstage passes. I took 2 for my son and I, and then I gave the other 2 away. And right now they're not touring, so they're sitting out there on a shelf, waiting for like the winner to go to the show. But I got to meet them at backstage in February, so it was the very first time I ever met them in person, which was a thrill for me. And I've been on expos too, where I've sold my merchandise, and Ace is there signing autographs and everything, but I'm working my booth, and I couldn't break away because I was the only one there at my booth, so. But I don't know, like at the same time, like I never found a fascination with like trying to wait in line to get an autograph or something like that, to meet those people. I know it's just sort of like in passing. I would rather meet them in person than talk to them. That would be the biggest thrill for me. Like, to meet Gene and talk about, designs or something, Now that would be a great experience rather than just saying, next.
Hey, hang out backstage with Gene and he'll talk to you about the business model of Costco.
And cookies and guacamole and whatever the hell else we talked about.
Farmers.
Bizarre.
Talked about farmers.
Farmers and make sure he had cookies. He wanted us to have cookies really bad. Nice. He was a really nice guy.
I've heard that he has a sweet tooth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does.
Now the only
Unfortunately, I missed that
person that I have ever stood in line to get an autograph for was Ace Frehley and Anton Fig.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And
Yeah.
on it, well, it started out when we went to the very first Rockin' Pod. A friend of mine saw that there was a Fraley's Comet album for sale for like $7, and Todd Howarth and John Reagan had signed it. So I was like, well, for $7, I'll buy it. Half the autographs are there, you know. And they announced the Indie Expo the following summer or the following spring, whenever it was. And, you know, they're like, Ace is going to be there. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going. I don't care. I'm not going. I'm not going. Anton's going to be there. I'm going. I'm going. God damn it, I'm going. So that's the only reason that I stood in line was to get those two guys to sign that. And that's the only vinyl, well, it's not the only vinyl record that I own, but it's the only vinyl record that I own that I give a shit about.
And the crazy thing is you had John Reagan and Todd Howard.
They were there, yeah. And I showed them the record. I'm like, look, y'all signed this for me. You just didn't know it at the time.
Don't you remember?
Yeah.
I remember that cover. Oh, wait. That cover and a whole bunch of other ones.
Exactly.
Cool.
Well, tell the audience how to find you on the internet.
It's very easy. It's KlickTeeShop.com, but it's spelt with a K, so it's KLICK T, which is TEE, shop, which is SHOP.com. And then you can go there and you can find Ages of Rock T-shirts and Gator Mask and thongs if you want.
Can you wear the thong as a mask?
Yeah.
If you go to Walmart.
Yeah, no kidding. And you fit right in. Be like, hey, look at that guy. He's all fashionable, you know.
Look at him.
That's funny. No, man. Well, hopefully, like I said, hopefully there'll be some. Hopefully, we'll run into you again here. We met you up in Indianapolis, and once all this bullshit passes over, now let us go out and mingle again. Maybe we'll all hook up at one of these conventions or something or other. Hang out.
Yeah, and the good thing too, Ed, is now if you ever want to go meet Ace or one of those guys, you got enough people that you know now that can cover your booth for you for
there you go.
20 minutes or half an hour. You can enjoy yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Change of pace for me, yeah. But I would love to do expos again, and it's great going there and meeting people. But what are you guys' plans for the very last show? Do you have plans in place or anything
for the last Kiss show?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on when it is.
Correct, but I mean, have you thought about going, whether or not you had tickets or anything like that?
Well,
I'm going to have a ticket.
I went on Kiss Cruise 9, and that's when they announced when the final show was going to be, and the final leg of the tour or whatever. All of that is going to be postponed probably by another year.
Right.
But supposedly everybody that was on Kiss Cruise 9 gets first dibs at tickets.
Oh, wow.
So, I know a couple of people that live on Long Island and in Queens that I haven't seen in 30 years. And I've already told both of them, I'm not sure when that show is, but I'm going to be in town, so y'all get ready.
Yep, I plan on going.
I'm sure we can't party it up like we did when we were 21. But
I bet you can.
We're going to try.
Give it a shot, man.
Alan got alcohol poisoning again.
No, I'd like to do it. It just depends on when, where, how much. If I can get off. There's
I
a
am
lot of
fortunate
variables.
enough that
But
I have an extremely flexible schedule, and
I'd like to see.
I don't have to worry about can I go if somebody else is going to be out, because I am the sole person in my department, and unless something major is going on, whenever I choose to take time off is always fine. So,
and I don't think it'd be a situation too, even if you could get a ticket, if you're just in the house. I don't need a front row seat. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to
be able to afford a front row seat.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, even if you're up in a fucking rafter somewhere, at least you were there. It kind of be one of those things where you can say, I was at last show. So I don't know. I'd like to. It just depends. What about you?
Yeah, I would love to, obviously get a ticket, but there's a plan B. So the plan B is that if I can't get a ticket, I'm still going to New York City. And I have a lot of people that I've talked to too in the KISS community too, like podcasters too that you probably know and stuff, and said, we're going. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
You don't have a ticket or not. We're going to go and celebrate and be there. So I will be there.
It's kind of the same people that go to. Would be like the same people that do the Super Bowl. They can't get a ticket, but they'll go out and tailgate. And I would do that too if I can't get a ticket. Yeah. I know some people in New York. Let's go to New York for the weekend, or whatever, and hopefully it'll be in a big enough venue like Central Park, something where a lot of people can go. That would be that
would be great.
Like the state of Wyoming. This ginormous prairie, we'll just have it. We can put 3 million people out there, whatever. Yeah, shit. But anyway, it'll happen somehow.
Yep, it will.
We appreciate you being on the show. We truly appreciate the T-shirt, even though you made that design kind of as a joke at first, and we made it happen for real.
I love it.
Oh my gosh!
It was definitely not a joke. It was, I wanted, like I said, I appreciate you guys, and I like your show, and I wanted to do something. I do it, people don't ask me to do these things, and I, like I'm there and I see something, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this for these guys, see what they get a kick out of it or not, So I did it for you guys.
Well, I truly got a kick out of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, we very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, folks, y'all know the deal. 80sofrock.com. Do your thing. Till next week. Peace out.
See you.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.